I didn't watch The Black Cauldron growing up, so it wasn't until I saw the movie as an adult that I discovered it was loosely based on the Chronicles of Prydain book series by Lloyd Alexander. Having liked the movie, I had to read the source material. The first volume in the Chronicles of Prydain is the Book of Three. The main protagonist, Taran, is unsatisfied with being an assistant pig keeper and dreams of having adventures beyond his simple farm. When the Horned King begins marshalling an army for an evil warlord bent on conquest, it's up to Taran to warn the people of Prydain, but he quickly discovers the perils of a real-life adventure, and that being the hero may require him to sacrifice everything. Taran can be brash and often speaks without thinking, but he strives to remedy his mistakes and continues after failure. He wants to return to the safety of the farm, but instead of doing so, he accepts the responsibility he's been burdened with and chooses the harder path. It's a standard plot point for coming-of-age and quest stories, but it's integrated very well via Taran's interactions with other characters, the obstacles and opposition he faces, and his original goal of retrieving his master's runaway pig. The female lead, Eilonwy, reminds me of a young girl who recognizes her budding maturity, but isn't as mature as she believes herself to be. She can't stop talking and telling everyone her opinion, even when they don't ask for it. She thinks her way is the correct way. I found myself getting annoyed with her at times, but the accurate portrayal of her age group was also highly amusing. Since Eilonwy is a princess, this kind of personality is very fitting for her character, but she isn't conceited or spoiled, and you feel for her when her adolescent words don't result in the outcome her tender heart had hoped for. Gurgi is called a shaggy what-is-it by one of the side characters, and that is a perfect yet hilarious summary of the odd creature who trails Taran across Prydain. I love Gurgi. He's my favorite character in this book, and he was great in the movie. His mannerisms often liken him to a buzzing pest the protagonist can't get rid of, but hiding within his aloofness and cowardice is a deep desire for companionship. Being a middle grade book, the pacing is quick, good and evil are clearly defined, and the continuation of the plot relies on some fortunate coincidences. Even though adults are not the target audience, they will still enjoy the story, and there's much to appreciate from a more mature perspective. The Book of Three explores moral themes of friendship, compassion, and selflessness. I really respected what it says about leadership and how a leader isn't necessarily the one who is front and center accomplishing magnificent feats. A leader can also be the one in the background supporting and encouraging others as they strive to complete their goals and claim the praise of achievement. That is such a positive, timeless message to impart to children and adults alike. It's very apparent that the Book of Three was influenced by The Lord of the Rings. Understandably so. The Lord of the Rings is an amazing, beautiful story. The Book of Three isn't a straight-up copy, but there are many similar elements. A protagonist living a simple life suddenly finds himself on a dangerous journey, an odd creature shadows the quest, a mentor figure goes through a transformation, and an evil warlord sends his dark general to gather his forces. The Book of Three never feels like you're just reading another iteration of The Lord of the Rings, though. The evil warlord's cauldron, an ocular pig, and the foreshadowing of an ancient sword branched the Book of Three into its own territory, and I'm anticipating Book Two will continue the divergence. If I had kids, I would let them read the Book of Three without hesitation. All the content is age-appropriate, and its themes are valuable for children and adults. If you don't have kids and are looking for a quick classical fantasy fix, the Book of Three will satisfy that craving and more.